Humans have never stopped exploring and surveying the Earth. The human history has witnessed a constantly advancing science and technology. A wider scope of surveying becomes possible, and the accuracy is constantly being improved. The marvelous progress of surveying has been changing the way people understand and create the world. We are Tursis GNSS, committed to improve the life quality of everyone in the world. Our robust products and affordable centimeter precision solutions transform the workflow and make it more efficient. Equipped with in-house designed RTK boards as well as advanced signal processing technology, Tursis GNSS systems provide you the unprecedented flexibility and accuracy in the sky, on the land, in the ocean. Wherever innovative positioning applications are needed, you can rely on Tursis GNSS for continuously accurate and real-time positioning. In Tursis GNSS, every day, we are inspired and motivated to push innovation to the limit and have it realized through our intelligent workshop. Based on GNSS, Tursis products are empowered by its own technology with integrated wisdom of skilled professionals. Fully independent in R&D, Tursis's products provide assured accurate position. Our latest RTK system, Oscar GNSS receiver, provides accuracy less than 2 centimeters. Not only do we deliver high precision products, we strive to deliver perfection. By 2021, Tursis products have been favored by users in more than 90 countries and are stepping up to reach more regions worldwide. A great news, Tursis GNSS wins the largest order in Nigeria with 185 Oscar GNSS receivers. Again, we are chosen by the experienced. In the era of intelligence, everything is connected. Tursis trusted GNSS solutions link the information and the globe. Unlimited value is created from extensive application in unmanned aerial vehicle, autonomous driving, surveying, machine control, precision agriculture, etc. Every millimeter counts. We always keep ourselves ready for the next breakthrough. Meanwhile, Tursis GNSS is determined to achieve growing business values for our partners and customers, which will be generated from devoted R&D, continuously strengthening technologies and expanding diversified applications. Unstoppable in exploring and surveying the globe, Tursis GNSS knows exactly what the world looks like and gets right to the point. Together, we drive life changes by creating infinite possibilities.
You're welcome to the webinar recap. My name is Surveyor Okorocha, and I'm the host of the SOGPOS webinar series. And this is just a recap following the first presentation of the SOGPOS series. And the idea of doing this particular recap, it's just to provide a summary of the live conversation that took place on the 27th of August 2023, which is the inaugural webinar series of the SOGPOS platform. And let me just share up the screen so we carry on with this conversation. So this is the topic of presentation: the development of Sacredion online GNSS positioning service. The development of Sacredion online GNSS positioning service for access to real-time kinematic and post-processing GNSS correction across Nigeria. Over the years, we've been establishing GNSS correction from 2019 when we started the project, and now in 2023 we have about 10 stations all across Nigeria. And the idea of doing this particular webinar is to let everyone know, even within Nigeria and outside Nigeria and Africa, all over the world, to know what we've been doing in Nigeria, what we've been doing with the SOGPOS platform. And who's making this presentation? My My name is Surveyor Chika Okorocha. I'm the project manager at SOGPOS. I'm a registered surveyor here in Nigeria, a member of the editorial publication committee of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors in Lagos State. I'm the principal consultant of Sacredion Nigeria Limited, which is the exclusive partner of TASOS GNSS in Nigeria. In the area of GNSS research, I've been in this area of research from 2009, and continuously I'm still undergoing various research, and currently at the time of this presentation I'm on my PhD program with a research focus on GNSS and integration with UAV for digital terrain modeling, various approach in which that can be done, and creating some innovative options that are available in that integration. So this is me. This was me in 2009 using the ProMark 2 single frequency GPS receiver. That's 2009. When I started with this, I used then ProMark 2 single frequency GPS receiver. From there, we moved also to ProMark 3. ProMark 3, still single frequency GPS receiver back in the days. And this was me in 2015 using the Trimble R8 GNSS receiver. During the Trimble R8 GNSS receiver, this was me using it at that point. And if we go on with this slide, you realize this is also me using the Trimble R10 GNSS receiver, undergoing a training with Trimble on Trimble R10 GNSS receiver in 2015 with the company I used to work then, that's Lotsfield Limited, a Trimble distributor for Nigeria in 2015. So this was me undergoing a training with Trimble. So that's just to give you a background of me. Then this is 2022. This is me and one of the best guys we've ever had in Sacredion, with Damilola. This is me holding the TASOS Ultimate GNSS receiver, and this is Damilola holding the TASOS Oscar Advanced GNSS receiver. And so this has been my journey with GNSS. It's been a long one, over 10 years. If we check from then, that's about 14 years. Carrying on various application-based use cases, training for various users of GNSS receiver, including research projects involving GNSS receiver. My very first research was in 2010 during my undergraduate work, where I carried out satellite geometry analysis of GPS. At that point, understanding the satellite geometry as it relates to position, dilution of precision. And this is 2023. Now in 2023, we've been partnering with TASOS GNSS. That's about 6 years as at this time. About from 2018 to 2023, at the time of making this video, we've been partnering with TASOS GNSS and trying to see how we can make accessibility to CORS, accessibility to GNSS, both data and tools available to geospatial professionals here in Nigeria. So back to what is SOGPOS, and which is the reason why we are here today, to understand this platform. So SOGPOS is Sacredion Online GNSS Positioning Service. SOGPOS is Sacredion Online GNSS Positioning Service. So SOGPOS is an acronym from this Sacredion Online GNSS Positioning Service. And the idea of SOGPOS is to build a GNSS CORS network across Nigeria, whose data is accessible to geospatial professionals for both RTK and post-processing with 99.9% availability status. So the idea of building this platform is to make this data available. And for me, one thing I say is, if you have CORS network that is not being used, that is not accessible for people to use, then it has a high potential of failing, because there will be no justification to keep maintaining it. So SOGPOS idea is to partner with organizations, both private, government where required, and also academia, to build a platform that will be accessible at any time, accessible always when the data from that platform is needed. So what led to this vision? What led to the vision of SOGPOS? The idea started during my master's degree project in the University of Lagos. That was in 2013, when I was carrying out a research on GNSS baseline variation with reference to core station. At that point, it was difficult to have access to some of the core stations available in Nigeria, the static data. Why it was difficult for me to have an online platform where I can just go and download data from this core. So what I did at that time was, there was an existing core at the office of the Surveyor General of Lagos State, and since I was in Lagos, it was easier to go there and access the data. But other ones far away from Lagos, it was difficult to access such data. So I started thinking, why should we have core station that will be difficult, or that would require various bureaucratic process before the data can be accessed? And at that point, I was thinking, if it's possible, if I had the opportunity to create a platform, I would look at how I can create something that would be accessible. And really, in 2013, this 2023, that's 10 years ago, I never knew I never knew precisely that I would be doing what I'm doing now. But one thing I knew then was the idea of access to GNSS data in Nigeria was difficult. It was difficult. You needed a lot of protocol, write letters to make these things available. And interestingly, why it was a bit difficult or strenuous to have access to data within Nigeria, it was easier for me to download a data from the IGS online platform than from Benin Republic core station. So what I did then, it was an IGS station in Benin Republic. Within the software that I was working with, I was able to download and access this data directly online. And that's over 100 kilometers away from Lagos. I was able to download the data, comparing it with also the data I downloaded from the office of the Surveyor General in Lagos. So that gave me 3 levels of observation: a regular base, less than 5 kilometers, the one at 10 kilometers, and the one over 100 kilometers, to carry out the research of interest at that time. So this is what led to the vision. And now the idea of SOGPOS, like I said, is a collaborative effort. And who are the collaborators in building this platform? We have Tassos GNSS, our number one collaborator, that's providing us the tool, because in the SOGPOS platform, what we focus on is the Tassos GNSS receiver. So Tassos GNSS is our number one collaborator. Sacredion Nigeria Limited is the partner of Tassos, is another collaborator. Within SOGPOS, I'm the project manager that coordinates the collaborators, coordinates the developers, and builds the platform in collaboration with all this team. We have a Association of Private Practicing Surveyors of Nigeria at state branch level. So we have various state branch level of Association of Private Practicing Surveyors. We collaborate with them in building a course that they can be sure of, that will be always accessible by their members. And also in state branch levels across Nigeria, we collaborate with Nigerian Institution of Surveyors. We're also collaborating with Professor Raphael Ehigiato Erube, Professor of Geodesy and Geodynamic. And at the time of making this video, he is the Dean of Environmental Science in the University of Benin. We also work with computer programmers in-house, software developers, and server administrators within our partners and within Sacredion in building the SOGPOS platform. So these are the collaborators within SOGPOS. And now this is the distribution. The present distribution of SOGPOS core, it's 10 of them across Nigeria. We started in Lagos in 2019 with the Sacredion core, and from there we moved to in 2021 Benin course, which is the one owned by Professor Higiato. We have another one in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, the Umuahia course. And 2022 we established the Osogbo course, and then 2023 we installed the Ibadan course, we installed Igon core in Ogun State, and we also installed in 2023 Asaba course, Warri course, Abakaliki course, then Federal University of Technology Minna course. So making it 10 GNSS course system within the SOGPOS platform in Nigeria. And we are open to further collaboration, because the idea is to build the SOGPOS course system across Nigeria and making it accessible, whereby surveyor, geospatial professionals, academic institutions, and people interested in research in this area can log onto the platform and download static data, or also meet the administrators in each of these locations to have their unique username and password that is tied to the core station, and they can also receive corrections from them. And it will interest you to know that within each of the stations, they are broadcasting correction at about 85 kilometers in real time. So if you're within 85 kilometers from each of these stations, you realize that they're overlapping across different states. So even neighboring states within each of the core stations can receive corrections. They can receive corrections from the core, because it is broadcasting up to 85 kilometers in real time. And if you're interested in static observation, you can download static data over 100 kilometers from any of the stations, as long as you have reliable static data from your platform. At the point in this presentation, I'm going to be sharing the screen of the SOGPOS online platform, where static GNSS data can be downloaded. So this is the distribution across Nigeria. This image is adapted from Google Earth, as we can see, and shows various locations. Remember, this is the first of the SOGPOS series. In other subsequent series, we'll be talking about, we can go more details into the distributions of this core and how it can be connected, how users across the states can even access it, the level of overlap that is available within the course network. Note, there could be other cores in Nigeria existing, but what we're showing here are only the TASOS cores, which forms the SOGPOS network. There could be other government cores, other cores by other organizations, but our focus within the SOGPOS platform is the ones we establish, the ones we are managing to ensure there is a 99.9% online status rate. So let's move on. What I'm displaying here is a username and password link of the Sacredion course in Lagos. For other ones, I'm not going to display it, because you would require some level of administration by the hosting Association of Private Practicing Surveyors or the hosting Nigerian Institution of Surveyors at each of the state levels. So I'm not going to display that. So I'm only displaying that of Lagos, and I'm not showing the IP address, I'm not showing the port at this point. If you would need that, you can contact us. And I'll share some of the contacts of the hosting association at the end of this presentation. So within this, you can see that there is a unique username and password for every user. That means when the user is online, we can know when the user is online, and limit days can be set in terms of the number of receivers that can be connected to each of the password, when the password will expire, number of days that is required for the password to expire, used, and we can also see the use days of that particular user of the SOGPOS platform in real time. So this is what it looks like. And here is the online status rate, which can be monitored online. So this particular application development can be monitored on the mobile device or on the desktop device. What this does is it shows when the course is actively online and when it's not online. That's the purpose of this particular screen. So that's another interesting feature. We can see when the course is online and when it's not online. And now in accessing static data, I'm going to stop sharing my PowerPoint and let us go into the SOGPOS online platform where we can experience how the data actually works. So we're back to this screen. So at this point, we just go to www.sacredioncourse.com. It's loading. So this is the SOGPOS platform. This is how it looks like. So welcome to Sacredion online GNSS positioning service. And if you look down, you realize we have Abia State, Lagos State, Osun State, Edo State, Oyo State, and we are still building. We are updating the platform at the time of making this video. We're updating this platform to include other states like the Delta State, Ebonyi State, and Niger State. So in few weeks time, other state will come up live. So this is what it looks like. So every state we're collaborating with, there is an online platform where users can easily go and download static data. So for now, I'm just going to log into my account. If you're a new user, you can sign up to create an account and access the platform. So I'm going to log on to my account. So for instance, I go to add to Lagos State. It's loading. Still calling for authorization. Okay, it's in now. So I come to Lagos State, for instance. So I want to access the data, the static data. So the first thing you see, because this course is owned by Sacredion, so you see welcome to Sacredion course. So the first thing we see, access data, seek data. So this is the live data, and you can come here and choose the month from what you're seeing there to show the exact date. This is 28th August, and that's what you're seeing there, 28, 27. So if I choose another date, show, let me allow it to show up to 50 lines so I can see my data, and the data logs every 2 hours. So you can see this is 28. So if I'm choosing another month, like let's say 6th was July. So July, if I'm choosing July, what year? 2023. Then when in July, let's say 2nd of July, you can see the data comes up. From 2nd of July, I can see the data. And within the platform, there is an observation and navigation file. So the observation and navigation file are available for download. All you need to do is to click and you download. And within the other level of SOGPOS webinar, we will talk about downloading. I will download and show us how it looks like. But this is our first webinar. We're just going to talk about how the data are presented. But on your own, you can sign up to the platform and have a view, download. There are different level of administrations available for downloading the data, but you have a 10-day free access to do a trial and see what the data looks like. So this is Sacredion CORS. You can see you choose your month, you choose category represents select months, you select the month of interest, you select the year of interest, and you select the date within that particular month. So let's go back and have a view of another one. So basically, I can go to Edo State, for instance. So welcome to Geosystem CORS Edo State. This is owned by Prof. Eigato. So within Edo State also, you can see the data there. I can choose, I can say July. That's June. I can choose June, year, and also the same thing, dates. The data pops out. Same way, Geosys representing Geosystem CORS. So this for Geosystem. So you can still go back. Same thing available for other states. Abia, can go to Abia. So you can see, welcome to Abia CORS. This is owned by Association of Private Practicing Surveyors, Abia State. So they own this, and that's why you can see the moment you come to the platform, sacredioncors.com/Abia CORS, it pops this out. Welcome to Abia CORS, and you can clearly see Association of Private Practicing Surveyors. And the same way, you can select the dates, select the time. Let's show the last one, which is, so this is Oyo State, the same thing. So for Oyo State also, this is just to let us know that these things are live. So welcome to Oyo State, Nigerian Institute of Surveyors. This is in collaboration of, in this one, the NIS and APPSN are working together, and that's why you can see this. APPSN is a subgroup of NIS. So you can see the data, Ibadan. The course is located in Ibadan, and you can see the data. We can go back at the same time and show the last one, Osun State is loading. So you see how fast the platform is. So this is what we are talking about, Association of Private Practicing Surveyors, Osun State. You can see at ease anywhere you are in the world. If you're interested in this data is accessible. So the idea of SOGPOS, like I started by saying, is to make static and both RTK correction from GNSS accessible and available to geospatial professionals. So this is demonstrating that these data are available. If you missed the live session, at the session we had several surveyors asking questions. We have users from each of these states commenting on the availability of the course, commenting also on the functionality, commenting on how reliable receiving correction has been for them working with the SOGPOS platform, working with Sacredion CORS. And if you missed the last live session, I'm hoping you will not miss the next one that will be hosting very soon to talk about what we're doing. So this is it. Then I'm going to stop sharing the screen at this moment, then go back to my PowerPoint slide. So I'll go back to my PowerPoint slide now and sign up. If you're a new user, or if you already have a username and password, you can log in and access this course data. And finally, how can you get access to the RTK system? So the contact you're seeing along the screen are the various administrators of each of the stations from Lagos to Niger State. Lagos, we have one, SOGPOS CORS. Edo, we have one. Abia, we have one. Osun, we have one. Oyo State, we have one. Ogun State, we have one. Delta State, we have 2, one in Warri, one in Asaba. Ebonyi State, we have 1 in Abakaliki. Niger State, we have 1 in Federal University of Technology, Mina. And I'll be sharing this screen for those interested in our dedicated WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group is called the TASOS GNSS Users Network. I'll be leaving a link to that group. In the description section of this video, so you can join that group. And now the TASOS GNSS Users Network is a network where we provide updates on the latest trend within TASOS GNSS, our partner within the geospatial community, from GNSS integration with UAV, GNSS integration with hydrographic vessels, GNSS, various GNSS operations going on, GNSS integration with manned aircraft for LiDAR operations, and various innovations that are continuously coming out within the geospatial space as it relates satellite positioning. So I'm excited to let you know what we're doing, and this is just the first of the SOGPOS series, and I know the subsequent series will be mind-blowing. If you missed the last one, ensure you don't miss the next series, because the subsequent series will be mind-blowing. We'll be going deeper into the SOGPOS platform, overlapping areas, and then new developments, new stations that will be installing across Nigeria. We'll also be sharing it within the webinar. So the first webinar we've had, there will not be a recap. The subsequent webinars, we just hope we'll have a live recording and we'll post such ones on the platform, and even the questions that have been asked will be answered and shared. So I thank you also for joining us. I will just play a video again from our sponsor before I end this presentation.
Humans have never stopped exploring and surveying the Earth. The human history has witnessed a constantly advancing science and technology. A wider scope of surveying becomes possible, and the accuracy is constantly being improved. The marvelous progress of surveying has been changing the way people understand and create the world. We are Tursis GNSS, committed to improve the life quality of everyone in the world. Our robust products and affordable centimeter precision solutions transform the workflow and make it more efficient. Equipped with in-house designed RTK boards as well as advanced signal processing technology, Tursis GNSS systems provide you the unprecedented flexibility and accuracy in the sky, on the land, in the ocean. Wherever innovative positioning applications are needed, you can rely on Tursis GNSS for continuously accurate and real-time positioning. In Tursis GNSS, every day, we are inspired and motivated to push innovation to the limit and have it realized through our intelligent workshop. Based on GNSS, Tursis products are empowered by its own technology with integrated wisdom of skilled professionals. Fully independent in R&D, Tursis's products provide assured accurate position. Our latest RTK system, Oscar GNSS receiver, provides accuracy less than 2 centimeters. Not only do we deliver high precision products, we strive to deliver perfection. By 2021, Tursis products have been favored by users in more than 90 countries and are stepping up to reach more regions worldwide. A great news, Tursis GNSS wins the largest order in Nigeria with 185 Oscar GNSS receivers. Again, we are chosen by the experienced. In the era of intelligence, everything is connected. Tursis trusted GNSS solutions link the information and the globe. Unlimited value is created from extensive application in unmanned aerial vehicle, autonomous driving, surveying, machine control, precision agriculture, etc. Every millimeter counts. We always keep ourselves ready for the next breakthrough. Meanwhile, Tursis GNSS is determined to achieve growing business values for our partners and customers. which will be generated from devoted R&D, continuously strengthening technologies and expanding diversified applications. Unstoppable in exploring and surveying the globe, Tursus GNSS knows exactly what the world looks like and gets right to the point. Together, we drive life changes by creating infinite possibilities.
So thank you very much for joining and watching this video, and I hope you will be live in the next SOGPOS webinar presentation. Thank you. And this is signing out. If you're interested in getting one of the Tursus GNSS receiver, a link has also been placed in the description section where you can comment, where you can ask your questions. Feel free to make comment about this video. Feel free to share this video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next SOGPOS live presentation. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel and remember to keep sharing our content. Thank you.